Hey there, happy Friday, and welcome to the Bold Badass Business Show, where we bring you badasses and their badassery from all over the globe. And you all, I'm super excited today because I knew our guest name long before I had the joy of meeting her. I had seen her in NSA, I had heard about her through National Speakers Association, and I'll tell you what, we're in for a treat because she is the world's #1 authority on expert positioning. And Debbie Allen has taught many people how to have over six figures from one speaking engagement. And she is just a miracle worker. She has been a member of NSA for over 2 decades. She has been doing the work she's doing for decades, just like me. We're not old, we're wise, right, Debbie?
Right.
And I am just thrilled to have her with us. So let's all welcome Debbie, and the crowd goes wild. Woo! Woo! Seriously, so happy you're here, Debbie.
I'm thrilled to be here and sharing what I am actually not only passionate about, but sharing my brilliance, my badass brilliance.
Your badass brilliance. And I love that you like me, we claim it.
Oh, yeah.
Because here's the thing, if you don't claim it, people come to you for energy. And if you don't claim your badass brilliance, they're going to go to somebody else for sure. So we got to bring the energy. So, Debbie, I want to ask you, I know you have had a long and super successful career. Would you share with us when you knew, that particular moment that you knew that you were going to be whipping people into shape in their sales from the stage?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been doing that with a handful of people. Most people are coming to me for expert positioning to really learn their life's work, as a speaker, as a consultant, how do I set up that kind of business? And then having me position them as an expert. And then recently, I decided to teach more people about how I've made the most money, which is speaking to self from stages. So most people are enamored by the glamour of paid speaking. That's what National Speakers teaches.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. You can only make so much money. That's even when you rise to the top of the highest fee. You're a one-trick pony with one income stream. So you need to learn other income streams to really build a speaking empire.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned it by accident because when the financial crisis hit in 2008 is when I was at the highest level of my speaking career. And then there's no business.
Yeah.
And I had bills. So what am I going to do? I started speaking internationally then. 80% of my business was international within 3 months once I started focusing on that. Then I realized paid speaking was not a full-time sustainable type of business. It had to be something else. I wasn't doing any consulting because I was booked full-time. Then I created all these different income streams and started doing live events, really mastered speaking and selling from my own stages and other people's stages, and was cranking out multiple six figures in an hour or a weekend.
Wow. Amazing.
Consistently.
And all of this, it's so interesting. So many people complained about COVID, but for me, I started having my best years ever, right? But it required a pivot, right?
Yes.
Pivot, huge pivot.
And not just a pivot, you had to learn some new skills. It wasn't like, oh, I can just take my business online.
Mm-mm.
Mastering the skill of selling online or mastering the skill from selling from stage, which is truly my mastery level, is where you're going to make the big money. Because imagine putting 20, 30 people in a room that are the perfect ideal client for you, perfect prospect, and then making your highest ticket offer, and then walking away with 6 months or years worth of clients in a week. I mean, that's the easier way to do it. I mean, it takes time to do the event, but then you just rinse and repeat, do the same event. That's how I built $1 million event business. It's just when I did the Highly Paid Expert Workshop, 12 years, I just did it in different cities and just got clients on board and was making multiple six figures consistently. And then I started teaching my other clients how to do that. I have one client who speaks in the salon industry, He just does one of the closes I teach, which is an application close, and then closing in from the phone calls, getting the leads, taking every phone calls. He will always do over 100,000 every time he speaks. So
Love that.
he quit asking for his fee because you can't make that from a speaking fee unless you're a celebrity.
Well, of course we are, right?
Yeah, right. We're not getting those fees from stage unless we create it,
In our
unless
own
we get
mind.
some kind of service along with it, and that's the thing.
Yes. Well, we're a celebrity in our own minds, right? So I want to ask you, Debbie, the sound may be going out a bit, a little in and out. So maybe come forward a little bit and let's see if that's going to help. Because I
Okay,
don't want
closer
people
to
to
my
miss
mic.
a word of what you're saying. Because I know what you're laying down today is powerful. 7 huge opportunities that you, the listener, are missing out on by not speaking to sell your services. So, I can't wait to hear the 7, but can I ask you a funny question first, Debbie? Is that all right?
Sure.
Funny in a wry sort of way.
Most definitely. Ask me anything.
It's like a wry sort of funny. So, what has been your biggest bomb from the stage? And I'll be happy to share mine too.
My biggest bomb from the stage was when I was first learning to speak and sell. I flew all the way to London. I was on stages with big name speakers that were already mastered, had already mastered speaking and selling. And I was still learning it then, made no sales. And so, did that a few times, just, but I was so determined to learn it. I didn't let it, it's a cost of doing business, right? It's like,
Yeah.
and so what I teach people is learn the skill first, master it, then go out there and start cranking it. And I teach them different modalities so they're not doing the direct close, which is harder, ways that they can take the leads and then teach them how to close from the phone. So, it's been many, many years of this mastery level. And even though you can master something, Barnsley, you still have to master how to transfer your information onto other people. And that's what I've been able to do. Blueprint it, walk them through it. I even have a partner program now where people that really want to launch in a big way either bring me in to speak and sell at their events, or they partner with me for a full year. So I have programs that are anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000, and never thought I would sell those price points when I started.
That's amazing. Yes. Yes. I've been toying with the $100,000 offer. Haven't done it yet. So, but it's good to hear, and I know that you have mastered this. And as you said, you've been able to put it into a blueprint step by step to walk people through it, which is amazing. That's what educators, that's a true educator right there. And people need that step by step. People
Right.
need that.
And I can actually take you through a visualization process for that 100,000. We know what your number is now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody first said to me, "Why don't you have $100,000 off?" Here's what I did. I immediately cut it in half because that was even bigger than my 25, right? So you go from 10 to 15 to 20, right? It's what you deliver. So the value comes from a return on investment. So immediately when they said that number, I cut it in half. Then I sat with it for a while and I said, what could really be in the ultimate program? It
Mm-hmm.
would be this big launch. I would travel with these people. I would get this person on stages. I would partner with them from their event, and it would be like 5 events we're going to in a year. Like it's an 18-month program. It's not a year. It's going to take me longer. And launch them, build their list, get them on the stages. They're already making the sales. They probably already got $100,000 in return before they even do their live event. Like I already see the whole thing, but I didn't see it when somebody gave me that number. So if I'm teaching you, your audience, to think about it, I say close your eyes.
Mm-hmm. All
And
right, let's do it.
visualize.
Everybody, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Where
do
the
it now. Who wants to make a $100,000 offer?
Right.
Bring it to us,
Right.
Debbie.
If you're driving, don't close your eyes if you're listening to this.
Yeah,
Pull over
if
first.
you're driving or you're walking your dog in a busy street, don't
Right.
close
Yeah,
your
right. Just stop for a moment, right? I want you to close your eyes and I want you to feel where the tension is in your body when I throw out a number. This is a number that you would offer feeling very authentic, feeling very good about this number, knowing that you can help people get great return and that you have value for that number, what that number is going to be. Doesn't matter what the details are. You don't get hung up on them. Okay, eyes are closed. 5,000. Does that come to you easily? Do you just go, oh yeah, no brainer? 10,000, 20,000. See other people doing that. You don't know how to get to 20. If you got to 20, could you get to 25?
Mhm.
Then our next jump is 50. And then our next jump is 100,000. And that might be insane for most of you to even think about. But what I am sharing and what you are sharing is more than an impact. It's sharing your life's work and the years of experience you have in a transformational process to launch people to the next level, whether that is personal development and dramatically changing their life, or whether that's something that the ROI is money based. Sales. Sales is even more mindset. You can see the numbers with sales easier than you can in marketing, because marketing gets you sales if you go direct to sales, right? Because you're going to be selling. And then once you get it in your head, you can start putting an offer together, biggest ticket offer you've ever made. And then you get people in front of you and you can deliver it with head and heart with a connection.
All right, Debbie, I'm gonna tell you where I felt it. Okay, I was good until 25K. All right,
Interesting.
I was good till 25K, and then at 25K, I felt my little bones back here that are I don't know if they're neck or I think it's neck and shoulder. They started to tighten. Right.
Right.
They started to tighten
Because you just don't know the how what you put into that package yet. You don't
Right.
understand what to be put in that package to create that kind of value. But again, it's the outcome. So
Yes.
once I started thinking about the 100,000 being too much, and then when I put together the program, I now look at it like that's a freaking no-brainer. I have clients who are multimillionaires, and they want to go fast. They want to launch their business fast in a big way. They don't want to wait 3 years to get there. They want to be on big stages. They want to do their own events. They visualize it. They're there, and they're not real patient about waiting. So that's the perfect client. But I have to hand select that. I have to believe in them and to partner with them because it's partnership, right? They don't have a list. So if I had a list, I'm putting it all together. They're delivering their brilliance, basically, and it's all done, Because to fill a live event, you need to do 4 or 5 smaller live events to get people in the seat for your live event. So everything would be put in, and now by the end of a year and a half, they've now got a big list. They've been on tons of stages. They've mastered multiple closing offers, and it's ingrained in them forever. Because once you've done a 20,000, you can do a 25. Once you've done a 25, you can do a bigger, right? And the first way you look at it, if you're making an offer from a live event, just make it like a throwout, right? Maybe you won't sell it. Maybe you throw out 25,000, and you say, I only have room for one this year. And then you tell them what's in it. You don't have to have a slide. You don't have to go into detail. Throw it out. If you don't throw it out, you'll never know if you can sell it. But if you throw it out, more likely, if you believe in it, you're going to sell it.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna pause you. Time out because this is a mic drop moment. Did everybody hear that? She said, "Do a throw out offer. You don't do the slides. You don't do all that stuff. You just say there's only one of these, and this is what the outcome is. Quick little spiel, and leave it at that, and just
leave it at that, and then you just say, I can only take one, and you have to apply for it. You can go in the back of the room, fill out an application. It's all by application. That's it. And you keep moving on to your presentation, right? If you don't throw out a bigger offer than what you have right now, you're never going to get there. But if you throw it out, somebody's going to bite, especially if you say it when you believe in it. It could take you less than 5 minutes to throw it out. Again, no slides, no direct flows, no money in the room. It's just throw it out. See what bites.
See, Debbie, I tell you what, I do a form of tapping called thought field therapy, thought like thinking. And I love using this with my clients and myself, because when we hit that upper limit, for example, like that money limit and say, oh my God, I couldn't sell 100,000 off or whatever, that we can tap that crap out. And
Right.
it's so good. And you can even do it in a group. The whole group, we tap together and we tap it out. And then guess what? It becomes possible. But the thing is that whole body, mind, and spirit have to be behind it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Most definitely. And that's all you have to have behind it. I mean, you don't have to have all the details figured out. You just have to see your value and the return on investment that the people are going to get. And the rest of the details you don't have to have all tightened up.
All right, I love this. I want y'all to listen. All right, the throw out offer. Now, obviously, the offer that you're going to give to a ton of people, you really have to have your slides, your stack, all that stuff. You have to have all that. But the throw it out offer that's, limited to one, just to see what happens, right?
Right.
But limited to one. I love that idea. I love that. Before you introduce the offer that's going to be the more general offer to everyone, the offer that's for more people, in other words.
Yeah. I practiced this with a client this morning on the call, and she said, well, she's leaving the insurance company and going out on her own, teaching sales manifestation. And she said, I talked to these insurance agents, and they love my energy, and they wanted to know if I could come and close at their event. And I'm thinking, I don't want to sell for other people's event. I'm like, no. Take that away. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started talking about it, and this opportunity got bigger and bigger and bigger. I can imagine selling their insurance agents programs, getting a piece of that. She's an insurance agent. She would get a piece of that action ongoing for as long as they have that policy. I'm like, that is killer. And then she's like, well, I know another group, and I know where we can hold it. And then her whole head just started going. And I was just going to throw it away. I never even thought of the way you told me. That's like, we all need to be taught this. How do you think I came up with $100,000 offer? Somebody told me, why don't you have $100,000? I don't.
A throw out offer. Did you do it as a throw out offer first? The 100,000?
Yeah, I did it as a partner program already when I started teaching people how to speak and sell. And the first one I got was a gentleman who's a really high-end keynote speaker. He's book solid. He's like a celebrity speaker. But now he's a road warrior, and he's come to me going, I need a mastermind, I need something else. By the time he was done with his VIP day with me, he had a mastermind, live event going, and he said, but I don't know that I have time to learn that this year. And I said, okay, I'll partner with you and I'll close for you. That's a different type of partnership. But then I got 2 clients that want me to close for them. So they'll do the whole event stuff. Since I'm putting together their offer anyways, I believe in it. I'm actually going to MC for them, and I'll do the closing offer, and they don't have any stress. And then they can continue to learn to master it and be on their own. So they don't have to bring me in and pay me a chunk of money. I said, I love that, Debbie. When I make you a hell of a lot of money, and you're going to pay me a hell of a lot of money. If I'm making him, 5 figures in the back of the room, which I think I can do. Mm-hmm. Maybe his first event, even if I take him 2, he'll be thrilled. I said, you know how much money that is going to pay me? I don't know what I don't know. I can't sell if you're not there because I don't have time to learn it. So I have those kind of clients, or people that they've learned it from me, but they don't want to take the time to master it because they still can't get past, I don't like selling. So I said, well, I'm speaking at your stage, and I'm doing it. Well, I don't care. I'll pay you to close too. I didn't even look for that. And I'm like, I love to do this. To me, I have to believe in them, of course, and I have to know what their offer is. And usually I'm putting together these offers for my clients anyway. But I love it, and I know. So there's 2 different ways.
Is it based on a percentage when you do it that way, Debbie?
Close for other people. I'm like, this is a skill. Once you learn it, you can close for yourself. You can close for other people. You can partner with other people. I mean, it's the best skill I've ever learned in my entire entrepreneurial career.
Wow. And
Hire.
you know what?
I've
I
been
love
on
what you're
stage since I was
saying,
19.
that you emceeing and then closing for people, it just takes the stress off. And actually, we usually need to hear something from another voice
Yeah,
anyway. We need to hear from another voice. So it gives you credibility when someone like you comes in. It gives that person credibility who's been on the stage when somebody like you comes in and says, hey, so here's how you get involved. So you do like a commission structure when you do that? Is it partly, do they
right.
pay you and do a commission based on how many sales you close for them?
Right. It's 100,000 offers a complete partnership, getting them on stages, doing all this traveling with them, teaching them the mastery. The other one, it would be going to their event and selling for them, and then I'm taking a percentage of their sales. Yes.
Wonderful. I love that. I love this because it gives, nowadays, not everybody wants to, like you say, master it, and they want it done with them
Right.
or done for them. So I love that you're doing this in this way with speaking. I think that's really, really innovative. And I'm trying to think with the events I've been to recently, if anybody else has had somebody close for them, and I can't think of anyone who has, and they probably would have had better sales if they had.
Oh, definitely. I
Mm.
mean, even many years ago, me doing my events, there would be this one guy in particular. I know he would be a master closer for people like Jack Canfield. Like he
Mhm.
hates selling from stage. So even these big masters have been consulting a long time. They don't mean they're good at selling from stage. They don't even like it. Some don't like it. So they'll bring in a closer. Um, I don't go into a random closing deal. It's usually somebody that's a personal client of mine, and I've worked on putting their big offer together. Of course, I believe in it. I can see it. I believe in them. I know who they
Mhm.
are. I wouldn't randomly just go, "Hey, let me close for you."
No, because
No,
your
that's my
reputation's on the
reputation.
line.
Yeah, that's my reputation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heck yeah. I got you. All right. Well, I see we've got people coming on and hearting and liking, and I want us to get into those 7 huge opportunities you're missing. You've already made us think about, different ways that you can set up your speaking. So if you do the mastery of the closing, you could even just be that person who MCs and closes for people. How cool is that? So what are the 7 huge opportunities? What's the first one you want to bring us that we are missing out on, that those listening are missing out on by not speaking to sell their services?
uh, Everything. People look at it like I'm just going to get on to be a paid speaker. So if you want to be a paid speaker, typically it's going to take you 3 to 5 years to get to a high enough fee, and then you're going to be slapped down when you realize that now I'm a road warrior and I can't keep going. What if something happens to your health? It's not a sustainable business.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I made a hell of a lot of money in it, it's not sustainable. You have to have the coaching and consulting along with speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, it only makes sense for you to do your own event. But people are afraid of doing events because they think it's hard to fill seats, right? But so first of all, you've got to open up your mind to every single time you get a speaking opportunity, you have to sell yourself. So why not learn speaking and selling? It would just give you more opportunities to get on more stages when you're not getting paid. And again, it could be as simple as an application close. It doesn't have to be going on a stage doing a hard pitch. That is not what it's about because you don't get on other people's stages and pitch. But you do it in a very authentic, gifting way to where the host of the event thinks you're the most generous person in the world. Then it leads people to calls and then you have a conversation, see if they're a fit. So it's just a, a natural, common sense based thing you need to learn. So you gotta get it out of your own head that you're not selling because you're always selling as a speaker.
Mm-hmm. So you're always selling as a speaker, and something I think that you brought up before is so important is that as a speaker you've got to have multiple streams of income. I remember hearing Lisa Nichols say that she learned from the greats, where she was the only woman in the room, that she learned that she needed 8 to 12 streams of income, passive residual income streams or other multiple streams of income, to become a millionaire with speaking. It's not really going to happen just from getting up on stages. So
Probably only 1% of professional speakers that make $1 million a year. So when people say, I
Exactly.
want to make $1 million a year as a speaker. Okay, you're gonna be gone a lot. It's gonna take you years to master that level. You're gonna have to be funny. You're gonna have to be entertaining. You have to be a rock star. But speaking and selling, you can start right out of the gate. You don't have to even be a good speaker to make an offer. But you also, too, the never second part is you got to figure out what your value is. You got to have a bigger price program versus selling little programs.
So I love this, Debbie, because one thing that I preach to my clients is, look, speaking is your best method. Speaking and networking are your best methods to get known. And speaking is because it's one to many, right? Even if it's just 10 people in a room, that's still better than one person. You're leveraging your time. And with those 10 people, you could have a lot of conversions if you get good at this.
Mhm.
So
I
I,
would rather be in a room with 10 people I could connect with and
Mhm.
having networking on steroids, which is me in front of the room speaking in front of 10 people that will make an impact with them. And those that are interested will want to do a call with me and continue versus being in a room of hundreds of people that's loud and can't even network, which I just came from an event like that. I couldn't even make any connections. It was all the music and motivation, but
right.
terrible opportunity to make connections. But the networking piece can be very painful. But when you're the person on stage, everybody comes to you. You
Everybody
don't
wants to
have
meet
to
you.
go to them.
So I have to tell you, here's a quick funny story for everybody. I remember one December, this is many years ago, and I'd been invited to speak to this group of financial people, financial women in finance, right? And I have my book package, Get Out of Debt, Get On With Your Life, Every Woman's Guide to Create Prosperity with What You Have Right Now. So we met at a Starbucks. And there were 5 women and me there. And I walked away with thousands of dollars of income in a freaking Starbucks, right?
Mhm,
Just
mhm.
around a table. And I've actually, because I don't want to be a road warrior, that's how I've built my business, is where I could go driving. Most of the time I drive to, if I'm going to present out, or now I'm on Zoom. I love it.
Yeah, and one of the easy ways to create a live stage for yourself is to create a meetup group.
Yes.
So I had a meetup group when you could only do them live, and we did it for 3 years, and it grew to 3,500 people. And so even sometimes I would show up and be 5 people there or 10 people there. I showed it the same way as if there was 100. And then I would move them to my live event, and there I would close them. So I never closed anything in my meetup groups, but I've made multiple six figures from my little meetup group.
All
It's
right. I am
little
so
because
glad
it
you
was
said this.
local, right?
Debbie, I'm so glad you said this, because I have 3 meetup groups and I have completely forgotten about them. And I've got to do something with them. I've held on to them, but
Okay.
you
Uh,
know,
this
yeah,
is going to be worth your while today interviewing Lee Barnsley because
listen, you're kicking
we're
my
going to
butt
make those
here.
launch again. Because you can now, since the pandemic, they're allowing you to do online events with meetup groups. Before they didn't do that. So I have 24 meetup groups right now, all over the country. It's called Public Speakers Network or Public Speakers Connection. I can't remember. Community. Public Speakers Community. We just changed the name.
Okay, I'm gonna put that in
I
the
get
chat.
on there without PowerPoint slides. I got people from all over the world. I don't know how they find it. They show up. I just have a conversation about speaking on different topics around speaking. I offer an application close, give people a call, um, offer that for free too, and I get a lot of clients from that.
I love this. Yeah, and just go ahead and, bring people into what you're already doing, right?
Right.
Whatever event you're already speaking for, just let them know about that, which made me realize I am speaking for something tomorrow and I need to send it out to my meetup groups. And it's a free event, so they can come.
Right. The thing about that, it grows organically. So you're going to get leads organic. Eventbrite and those other things, they don't really work for me, but Meetup does because people are going there looking for a specific type of group.
Exactly.
And now that you can do it online, it's great. And so I have a manager that really runs all of those meetup groups. And I can go and repeat the same topic. I'm doing Speaking to Sell from Stage. You can go to speakingtosellfromstage.com. I'm doing that through the month of April 3 times live. And it'll be promoted promoted from my list, promoted through Meetup Group, and it's again just utilizing all the access that we have, and it's very inexpensive to set up a Meetup Group. Even 24 Meetup Groups, it wasn't not that expensive.
Yeah, when you get the professional membership, it can just they can blast stuff out to everybody at once. And I just have 3. 3 is what you can do. You can start with, but I would say to everybody too, be aware of what your visuals are on your meetup group, because people will decide based on the name. So make sure it's really descriptive. Like one of mine is Women in Business Make It Happen. And make sure it accords with your brand, but also make sure the visuals are what you want. Because I'll tell you, I have such diverse groups, and I love that. That's very important to me. Why? Because in my visuals, I made sure I represented a lot of different races and, nationalities and everything else of women, because that's who I am. So make sure that your visuals are who you want to attract too, because people are going to
the biggest problem you have when you're wanting to get out there and speak is you need to grow a list, and you need to have your own event eventually, whether that's a retreat or whatever that is. And people don't have a list when they start. So it's a really great way to start a list. If you want to do it locally, like I said, just start with me. I wouldn't do a live local event until you get at least 100 people in your meetup, because few people show up live.
Yeah.
Even online, right? So you got to let it build a little bit before you do the first one, but you got to put the first date on there, because they won't join the group unless they see an event coming up. So let's just say you were going to do one, set it up, and then put an event out for like a month out or 2 months out, and then start rolling it. And it'll just start growing automatically.
Mm-hmm.
And it attracts, like you said, the brand and the messaging attracts the ideal client that you want.
Yeah. And make sure you offer some kind of kick-ass bonus for when they stay till the end. Mm-hmm. That's what I do, is I say, and a surprise worth XYZ for those who stay till the end, because you don't, that way you get people really staying on to hear everything. I love that. So did everybody make note? Meetup.com, right? It is really unused, largely unused by people. And like you say, it's just a great way to funnel people in, because they're looking for exciting meetups and whatever the theme is that you're putting forth. People are looking for that. Plus, they announce your group when it's new. They send it out to everybody. They send it out to everybody in the whole meetup network, which is millions of people.
It's an inexpensive marketing tool that can get your ideal client versus taking out Facebook or Google ads.
Yes.
Which is, people don't know how to do it. I mean, I've wasted $25,000 in Facebook ads, even hiring a coach. It's not for me. It's not for most people. It's not for the faint of heart. You got to know what you're doing there. But an inexpensive way is to start that way, right? Then that will get you on some more stages. The more you speak, the more you speak. You know that. It's like a snowball effect.
Yes, exactly. And now what I'm thinking, listening to you, Debbie, is I'm like, man, I got to put my episodes up there of my VIP paying sponsors, because I'm doing a rerun series. But why not send them everybody from the meetup over to that too, to give them extra? Because I'm bulking up. That sounds horrible, but I'm bulking up my sponsorship package. I'm bulking it up.
Big ass bulking.
Big ass, badass, bulked up. But I'm bulking it up with some extra reels and extra things. I keep always thinking, well, how can I make it more valuable to people? Because podcast.
So if you're ready to grow it to multiple 24. There's a magic number of 24. I don't know what it is. But I hired a manager. His name is Sunil. He went to Meetup CEO and said, "Hey, everybody, you let everybody come online for Meetup during the pandemic. Why don't you keep it that way? And then I can grow, a lot more meetups for you." And then he approved it. And so I work with him. He manages it, and his team is based out of the Philippines, so they can go in and make all those changes for you. I just go, "Hey, here's the thing, here's the link." You don't even have to put up landing pages. You can just send them directly to a Zoom link, and then you can set up your Zoom where the registrations are all listed in there. So you go grab them and then put them in your email account.
Exactly.
So really, very simple. And you can repeat the same topic quite a few times over, because you've got so many groups, right?
Yeah. So listen to what Debbie just said, make sure that you set up your Zoom so that people register, so you capture their emails, because what you want to do is make sure you have the emails in your own database. And that's the problem with social media, is you can be shut down. And when you get
Right.
shut down, if you don't, you won't have a way to contact the people. So you need to, whether you're doing a Facebook community or you're doing Meetup community, you need to get people into a Zoom event where they register and give you the email, so you can then put them into your email list.
Yeah,
And that is
definitely.
something
I
that
worked with
so
a
many people
lady
don't.
that she had built her Facebook group up to 25,000 community. I was
Wow.
like, oh, that's amazing. Let's do events. You've got this big list. And she goes, well, my email list is only like 200. I said, you built your Facebook community that huge. You didn't get people's email. Like, that's crazy. And then what happened? She goes, oh, it gets worse. I've been hacked, because her name of her group was called Wake Up Women. And then people in other countries didn't want to wake up women. They certainly didn't want badass women. And so they have to, not once, but twice. So yeah, you're spot on with that, Barnsley.
Yeah, you got to have the control. You've got to have the control, because otherwise, when you get shut down, and it happens to so many people, you get shut down because Facebook decides for some reason you violated their policies, then you're out.
Or hacked or whatever. Yeah,
You get
that
hacked.
happens all the time.
Yeah. I love it. So what I'm hearing is that, meetup groups are one of the best ways that people can get people to their live events. And your live event can just be right online. It doesn't have to be live as in person. And I'm hearing that along with the suite of what you want to offer as a speaker, is you want to make sure you're just not trying to make your money from speaking. You've got to have consulting, you want to have coaching, you want to have, maybe you have, I don't know, focus groups, or you
VIP days. I make a lot of money from VIP days. People come out and I do live. I never even did virtual until COVID hit. Now I do a ton of virtual. And so, yeah, there's so many income streams you can create from speaking. It's amazing. It should be a speaker lifestyle, however you want to run your business. What percentage you want to do online, what percentage you want to do in person. Your most valuable asset is your personal time. So those are your highest price programs.
Right. And what is your greatest impact for the least amount of work? What is the greatest impact you can make with the least amount of, or the most centralization, if you will? I like to centralize my business. I have to keep stuff simple. I have ADD, Debbie. I got to keep it simple, right? Otherwise, it doesn't get done.
For me, it's live events. Like last year, I did a ton of online. I got really bored with it because it's hard to get that energy. I'm just a live stage person. And a lot of people can make excuses like, oh, I don't know how to fill the seats. I don't have a big enough list. If you want it, you're going to fill the seats. You got to give yourself enough time. And you just put together a landing page. It doesn't have to be a big deal. But the thing is, trying to network in your local market, getting one client at a time and offering low-end coaching programs is going to get you nowhere. The higher price you are with your speaking, the higher price you are with your coaching or consulting, the more value and respect you get in the industry. Of course, you deliver. If you don't deliver what you're offering, then that's being unethical completely. But I'm not talking about that. Somebody that really totally delivers. That's how you build it up. And so for me, what would be the least work would be putting together a live event, putting people in the room, giving your best stuff. Like, give it away. First day, I don't make an offer, except my one throw out, right? And that's application. I don't make the offer until the middle part of the second day. It's just giving, workshop. We are working on your big ticket offer. I'm teaching you speaking to sell. I'm helping you set up your event. Like, we're doing the work at an event. And so people are blown away. They're like, I just came back to this 3-day event in San Diego with no notes. And I met 3 people because you couldn't talk to people. It just wasn't set up like that. So when you have a strategy with the right people in a room, again, 10, 20 people, it doesn't have to be a lot. You give and give it so much, they're blown away. And you've also done the know, like, trust factor. You also show how wise you are, how much information you have. And the solution to everything you've taught is to work with you personally so that you can hold their hand and take them through a step-by-step process so they can get there faster and make more money or change their life, whatever you are on.
You know what I'm thinking about? The people who come into my Make It Happen Mastermind, which is my higher ticket boutique group in which I help women soar, spiritual giving women soar into six figures and more. And I'm thinking about everyone who's come in, and guess what? They all came through speaking engagements I gave. Every single one. That's and what I would say to everybody is, when you make an offer, depends on where you are in your business, but I always just try to bring them, because nobody's going to buy, as I see it, well, from a short presentation I give, maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes for a networking group or whatever it is tomorrow for this event. It's like a 30-minute presentation. Whatever I do like that, I really don't think somebody's going to just say, well, let me give you my credit card. I'm into your $17,000 program. Here you go. And I want to know who they are, because I want to make sure I bring in people who are going to add to the group and not be a detractor, right? And not be difficult to work with. I'm at this point in my life, I only want to work with people I love, and I want them to enjoy me, because otherwise we're together a lot and it's going to be hell.
Yeah. And it's people that like your style. Like, we're not for everybody. We're badass women that are strategic and to the point, and we're going to call people out in a loving way to keep them on track. But we're not for everybody. We're not going to soft soap them, tell them what they need to hear. We're like action takers, and those are the kind of people we want. We want clients who are action takers.
You know what I always ask in that enrollment conversation? So what I was going to say, y'all, is I bring them into a one-on-one, right? And I call it the Get Results Now session. And they have to fill out an application before they get it. But I always ask, well, what was it about me, or what I shared that you liked? And the last person who just enrolled was like, yeah, you're no nonsense.
Yes.
You're just no nonsense. And that makes me happy. I love that. I'm super fun, Debbie. You can tell that. Like, I am super fun. I'm
that's a bonus. It's going to be fun, and we're going to be no nonsense, and we're going to get there.
But we're going to get this done, right? We're going to get you results. I cannot, and I have been railing about this, I cannot stand by and have more people invest in this stuff and they don't get the results. And then they come to me, and I'm not as well as known as some of the people they're going to, but they come to me with mounds of debt. And so one of the major things I do is I help them bring that debt down that they've accrued investing in programs that didn't give them results. Right. And we get the results for them. But yeah, I am no nonsense in that sense. We have a lot of fun, but it's, like you said, we're going to call it out, because that takes love. Only when you really care do you call somebody out.
Yeah. And I have a client that invested, she invested $130,000 in a personal development coach. And she said, it wasn't even really systemized. Her mastermind group, what she called her inner circle, was more mastermind. And I thought, well, that was my strategy. If I got help from that, I'd go to her $130,000 in her personal program. That's really going to shift me, because she's going through a lot of personal trauma. And she said, she'd get on the phone and she'd go, what do you want to talk about today? That ain't going to fly with a big high ticket offer. Like, you got to work. I have somewhere I got to take them by the hand and go, come on, we got to get this done. We got to get you business.
What the hell? That's like saying, well, what's your favorite color? Let's start there. We know our favorite color.
We didn't have any personal one-on-one. Like, there was no personal one-on-one VIP day, meet with her in person. No, $130,000. She just thought, we can get this number, and she threw it out there, and she got it. But she didn't deliver. That's just her reputation. That's just awful.
No, they aren't. God, how awful. I hope they hadn't paid when they had that first little meeting, but okay, that's me. So I want to ask you this. Gosh, this time has passed fast. Can you believe we've been on here 44 minutes, Debbie?
No.
That's crazy. When we talk, it's like blah, 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 blah. So let me ask you this, because I know that there are a lot of people on here and who are going to be listening to this too in the future, and they're going to think, I don't know about me in speaking. Right? So could you give a little bit of good counsel for the people about how to start, the people who haven't been speaking, haven't been making money speaking like you or me? Give them something about how can they start and what kind of offer would they want to make?
Well, what is your brilliance that you have mastered or that you know a lot more than most people. Well, that's your topic, right?
Yep.
When I started my speaking business, I had built and sold women's clothing stores,
Mm,
and I was tired of opening up more stores because you got to do a million, million and a half to make 100,000. Like, I was ready for the next chapter, but I built them to sell them from the very beginning. So I knew I could help other people that had, especially boutique type, small clothing stores, gift stores, to be successful. So when I went to the big trade show, they weren't even doing seminars, and I said, "Why are you not teaching people to be successful?" And they go, "You could do that. You got this amazing story." And that's how I launched my speaking business. I said, "I'm going to fill the room, standing room only, and when I do, you'll bring me back as a regular, and you'll refer me to 3 other people." And I did it. Like, if you can fill an event in Vegas in the morning, you know, I was a promoter. I was committed. Like, I just did it because I wanted to help people be successful. I didn't have I wasn't getting paid at the very first start, but again, I did the first one for free, and then you'll pay me and bring me back as a regular, and that launched my speaking career. I started out in the retail industry.
I
So I
love that.
always say, come from where you know. Come from, you're not going to go speak in a corporate market if you've never spoken. I've never spoken in a corporate market. I've never applied for a job in my life. You
Mm,
know, I go to speak to corporations if they hire me to be a speaker, but I'm coming from an entrepreneur mindset. Right? I don't like
right.
being micromanaged, obviously. But you can't go into a corporate market if you never worked in a corporate market. You got to go to people that would relate to you, and then you just start. Like I said, I just start telling people I'm a speaker, and I started putting together. Then I started putting together the branding and the website, and then now you need a demo video. You need to invest professional website, professional branding, professional video demo. You got about 20 grand, at 20, 30 grand into a business that you can start making 6 figures your first year. That's a really good return on investment. And then you keep making it over and over again.
So I'm gonna make a confession. All right. I'm gonna make a confession, Debbie. Is that all right?
Like,
let's give people
no
some
one's listening. Go ahead. Tell me
let's
anything.
make a confession. But we keep it real here. This is like no BS business, right? I never had, okay, I did have a speaker demo video, but I never used it. All right. Always for me, it's just been with the markets that I enjoy. It's like business centers, business groups, and they're all around like the Southeast nearby because I don't want to be on the road all the time unless it's an amazing thing. Like I went to France to do something last summer because I wanted to go back to France. Right.
Right.
Now that's cool, but it's my choice. Right. And I would just say to everybody, you can go in and you can speak for 20 minutes. If you do a good job and you have a great title and you have great points, you get help on it from somebody professional like Debbie, like me, somebody really help you create a talk that's going to raise eyebrows and pique interest and then move them to action. If you do that, you can go in and speak to a business networking event and you can walk away with thousands of dollars of business. You can drive 10 miles down the street to the event, do the thing, and leave with thousands of dollars of business. And I've done it over and over. And I way prefer that. I did make the big honorariums at certain points and did the Corey Convention Center and this kind of thing. But like you, Debbie, I kind of realized that I like to go really deep, and I like smaller groups. I really like that. I like to go deep with people, and I like to see them have real results over time.
Yeah.
So you just got to be true to yourself, folks. But the point being, you can go be speaking, do 20 minutes, even 10 minutes, even 5 minutes, and have people getting on your list. That's a great call to action. Get them on your list, but also have some people and have them do it right then. Hold up the phone, have them do it right then. So they get the shit done. You don't have to enter it. And then, yeah, I said shit. And then have them in a one-on-one. Most people, for you, that's if it's a higher ticket item, you can want them in a one-on-one because that's where you're going to have the greatest chance to enroll somebody.
Yeah, I just did an event a week ago, like 10 minutes from stage. It was 150 women in a room. You had a table. She's my baby partner, so we just kind of swapped. Rode down the street 20 minutes, 10 minutes from stage, had a table, had a drawing there for application for calls. again, close thousands. I mean, 10 minutes from stage right down the street. So it doesn't even have to be a lot. And there's a lot of women's events where you can have a trade show booth, like a table, but you
Mm.
don't want to just have a table. You got to have stage time. Like you said, even 1 minute, like I can nail it in 1 minute. And then you
Mm.
take that same speech. What could I say in 1 minute with call to action, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, especially if you got a table and moving them over there. They're going to visit all the tables anyway. And so now that you've got a little bit of time on stage,
Mhm.
they know you and they have a reason to come talk to you. And there's a reason they want to give you their card. And then you move them to calls. And it's easier than you can imagine it is. And the opportunities and the money's sitting right there for you. You just haven't taken the right step to do it effectively.
And you get a daggone popcorn machine, y'all, because everybody's gonna smell that thing, and when they walk
Oh,
in the
I like
door,
that.
they're gonna come. You get a popcorn machine at
Okay,
your
I'll do
trade
that.
show. I'm serious. At your trade show, you put that popcorn machine there, you're gonna have everybody come by. And if it's a women's thing, you want to have a lot of chocolate, right? Because we love
Chocolate. It's always chocolate. Yeah, they all have chocolate at their
love
table.
chocolate. She's got to have but have the popcorn because they're gonna smell it. They're gonna be like, "Where's the popcorn?"
Right.
Literally. There's a
So
little tip
when
for
I
you.
create my own events, I also create your speaker sponsor opportunities too. Uh, we we only have one spot, a bonus spot left for my
Mhm.
me event coming up, but I do want to make sure that I tell everybody about that. If you want to come and you want to be in my presence for a couple days, go to bigmoneystages.com. And I have brought
What's the
before
thing
events
again,
for
Debbie?
5 years.
Give me that link again. Give me your website again.
Bigmoneystages.com.
Bigmoneystages.com. I'm putting that right there.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
it's been
Now,
5 years since I've done live events. This is a new one where I'm going to be teaching it. Come and absorb it, do the work there, and leave with a plan. That's what's cool.
where's
And
it
it's
going to
beautiful
be again? It's
Scottsdale,
in
Arizona.
Arizona, right? It's in Scottsdale, right?
Yeah, beautiful Scottsdale.
You know what? I'm just coming back from Colorado. I looked at that and I appreciated you letting me know, and it looks fabulous.
Oh,
I
please
was,
come. I would love to have you there as my personal guest.
oh,
I will give you a VIP ticket to come as my guest. So you
all right.
just
Well,
let
I'm
me
gonna
know
have to.
you can be there.
I'll look at the dates and I'll see again. I'll give it another look. But
Guarantee you're going to make a ton more money this year after you come. You're going to get your big offer.
well,
You're going
there
to
you
get.
go, man. There'll be my 100K right there. Woo, my 100K
Let's
offer.
start with 50, get you to 100.
Yeah, we just go up a little, or 50. Yeah. So let me just say, you all, that hasn't this been phenomenal, right? Everybody listening, hasn't this been phenomenal? I hope you have taken some notes. I hope you have realized that there are ways that you can add. If you're not already doing it, you got to be adding speaking to your repertoire, to your marketing repertoire, because it is the best way for people to get to know you, decide if they like you, if they want to even spend time with you, and then make an offer. Hey, my goodness. And we always give you something special. We make an offer for you, but guess what? It's a gift. Woohoo! Yes. And it is the Badass of Old Badass Business Freebie Vault. Now, let me tell everybody, for the new people, there are thousands and thousands of dollars of gifts in there. There are amazing movies by Natalie Ledwell made just for you. Natalie Ledwell of Mind Movies. There are special courses. There are e-courses. There are ebooks. There are free sessions. There are events. There's all sorts of stuff that you can choose from in the Freebie Vault. And you're going to go here to access it. It is bit.ly/free from Dr. B. DRB. Again, bit.ly/free from Dr. B. And here comes my favorite part, and that is where the guest is going to tell us what they're putting into the freebie vault just for you, you lucky dogs. What do you got for us, Debbie?
Okay, it's a $1,500 value. I
Mhm.
am going to give one of your peeps a strategy session call with me, putting together their big ticket offer and giving them strategies on how they can start selling that if they want to do events, whatever that is. But we'll be on for an entire hour. I don't ever give this away, Marcy. You twisted my arm with this because, yeah, a whole hour. It's a strategy session. So what you're going to do first, you'll fill out a questionnaire so I know where you need help first, and then I'll give you the link to my call to schedule it, and we'll do a whole hour. It's $1,500 a year.
Wow, that is amazing. And grab this $1,500 value of an amazing session with amazing, I'm typing as I go here.
This is the self-strategy call with Debbie Allen.
I love that. Yes. Did you all hear that? She didn't call it a damn discovery session. If I hear anybody else say discovery session, I swear all my hair is going to fall out. Even my nostril hair is going to fall out. I'm serious. It's just awful. Don't call your free session a discovery session. Give it a results-oriented name. All right.
You know, the only time I use that word discovery is if you are making, you're throwing out a big ticket offer from an online event, and then let's do a discovery call, see if it's a fit for you. You're very transparent though. You tell them how much it is and everything else, and let's get on a call, see if this is for you. That's the only time we really use that. We use strategy in Barnes and we're like, you're going to get the work done. Like you're coming on, you're going to leave with a page of notes and then have a recording too, because you have to listen to it a couple times to get all the stuff we give you.
I love it. That's perfect. So listen to how she just established the value of that session so that somebody's going to absolutely jump on it. You know, you're going to leave with this. You're going to have a page of notes, at least, blah, 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 blah. She's telling them, yeah, that's amazing. All right. Well, Debbie, this is an incredible gift. I put it up here for everybody in the chat, and I'd like you all to please comment and share this. Sometimes we have lots of comments. Sometimes people are just, I don't know what, the cat's got their tongue. But this is your life, people. Don't you want your business to be better? Don't you want to ask some cool questions? Don't you want to introduce yourself? Do it. Get on there. Say something. Tell us what your ahas are from today. And be sure you go to bit.ly/free from Dr. B to get all your free goodies. Well, Debbie, what's the final thought you'd like to give everybody today? You've already given us so much, but what's the final thought you would give them if they about what they're missing out on by not speaking?
I think women especially undervalue themselves. And I think the majority of us have not reached their full potential. We have not reached it or have achieved it because we haven't accepted our own value. And so really work hard at building up your own value and knowing your worth. And that's how you're going to be successful in this business.
I love that. It's so true, especially women. We undervalue ourselves, and we are societally trained to do that too. So it's time to push back, and it's time to create a higher upper limit for yourself, right?
Right. As women, we get our value. We don't give it away. We charge well for it, but people get results, and that's why we know our value, and we want to get you there. It's just a lot of it's mindset shift. It's not even shifting what you do as much. Sometimes I can take it, what you're thinking, shift that mind to where, oh, I can see how that value is there. I can see how I was giving away my value, giving away my time, and I'm done with that. I don't want to be a badass girl.
Absolutely. I love that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we got to value ourselves. We got to shift. And, so much of business, 80-90% of it is mindset. And it's got to be right. Your energy and your mindset, I would say. It's got to be right, or you're never going to do the strategy piece, right? We can talk strategy all the time, and people will take lots of notes and do nothing. And that's the thing. Debbie, that's what I like about you is you're as results oriented as me, and that is just what we've got to have, I think. And look for that, everybody listening, look for that in somebody who's going to coach you. Make sure they have results and can demonstrate those results to you. So Debbie, this has been absolutely amazing. I know that you've got this great event coming up. Everybody go and look at that too, bigmoneystages.com. It's up in the comments also. And those of you listening, just remember, even if you're having one of those days when you don't feel like a bold badass, you obviously are, because you just stayed here with us for this time.
That's right.
You are a bold badass. Get yourself up, dust yourself up. Dust yourself up. I heard the funniest thing. I gotta say this, Debbie. I heard the funniest thing. It made me laugh so hard. It said, we go from dust, or we come from dust and we go back to dust. And that's why I don't dust, because it may be somebody I know.
I don't cook. I don't dust. I just am badass in business.
Girl, that's it. Listen, we gotta have our cleaning person. I have fired so many people. I am obviously very, very hard on them, but I just cracked up when I heard that. You gotta value yourself, but just get up, dust yourself off. If you're feeling like you're not a bold badass, get back up and keep going. The thing in business is you got to be persistent. You got to surround yourself with people who have your best interests at heart and are doing the thing you want to do. Look for those people, and then you get to develop your badassery. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll see you next week at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Pacific, and we have a rerun next week of one of our VIP Bold Badass sponsors, Robert Butwin, who is in the MLM, a millionaire in the MLM Millionaire Hall of Fame. So Robert's episode will be back on. Make sure you tune in, you all. Robert's amazing. He knows everybody. And I'll see you next week. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Dr. Bartley. Appreciate it.